Alright, what's going on guys? It is Benny and I have the Mortar tutorial for you guys today. Today we are going over classic Mortar, and if you guys like these types of videos, let me know down in the comments below. Today we are going over all of the tornado placements that you guys definitely need to know. I don't go over every single King Tower activation because that would just take way too long, but I do go over all of the main ones. Then I go over some of the main tips and tricks that you guys need to know, and then I do some live matches as well and describe all the tips. And if you guys like these types of videos, please let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe because we are almost at 10k and I will be doing the giveaways when we get there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first King Tower activation I'm going to show you guys is going to be for the Hog Rider and cards that have the same weight as the Hog Rider. When you're using the Tornado for the King Tower activation, you want to play your Tornado right here into the middle. When the Hog Rider is coming in, I'm hovering my Tornado right here, waiting for the Hog Rider to get into range, and then I pull it right here into the middle, and we get the King Tower activation. As long as you're in the middle over here, you're going to get that King Tower activation. You can also use this King Tower activation on lighter cards like Royal Ghost, where as soon as it gets close to your tower, you pull it in and get that King Tower activation in the exact same spot. Now the next tornado placement that you need to know is going to be right here on the corner of your King Tower, and it's a little bit easier to know just because you can line it up right with your King Tower corner. You can use this King Tower activation for a ton of different activations. So for example, you can get Balloon after it gets a hit on your tower and pull it towards the King Tower. You can also use it for Royal Hogs to pull them onto your King Tower once they've gotten onto your tower. You can pull Goblin Barrels towards your King Tower in this spot as well. And finally, you can pull a Miner towards your King Tower in this exact spot. But just remember, if the opponent plays a Miner in this general area, you're not going to be able to get a King Tower activation with the Tornado. But if your opponent plays their Miner anywhere else around the tower in this area, you can get the King Tower activation. This might seem really obvious, but try to keep your eyes open for random, easy King Tower activations. You would be amazed at how many times I see people overlooking obvious King Tower activations, all because they're too focused on the King Tower activations they have memorized. You'll see there, he played the Miner on my Ice Wizard, and that was the easiest King Tower activation of my life. So keep your eyes open for things that are really easy and simple that you might be overlooking. Now the reason why I'm separating them by locations rather than by card is because sometimes this location here can also work for other cards. Take a look at this Hog Rider when it comes in. I go for the King Tower activation after taking one hit here, and I do it right onto my King Tower in that lower position. I still get the King Tower activation, and that's what matters most. In fact, sometimes in scenarios like this, you might be safer going for this King Tower activation so that something doesn't body block and stop the Hog Rider from getting pulled. I honestly believe that one of the biggest mistakes people make in Clash Royale is they try to go for the perfect play rather than the safe play. So you'll see in a second here, I'm going really aggressive on this guy, and I'm destroying him, and he goes for the Hog Rider, and I'm focused on that right side, so I just go for the regular King Tower activation that's really safe, and I take one Hog Rider hit. And that's okay, because it's more important for me to get that Hog Rider on the King Tower than to stop that one exact hit. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to cover here is going to be how to use your Rocket with your Tornado to get a ton of value out of it. When you go for a Rocket plus Tornado play, you need to make sure that you play your Rocket first, and then you Tornado into where you played that Rocket. So you'll see here really simply, I'm just going to play my Rocket first, and then I Tornado into that spot to make sure I get everything. Now a sneaky trick that I like to do is to use the Tornado to pull cards towards the tower and then use the Rocket, and that guarantees me a ton of damage on the tower plus value out of my Rocket. Alright, so now we need to talk about how to use an offensive Tornado so that we can get a Mortar lock on the tower and get a ton of damage. It's important to look at the range of your Mortar when you're doing this. As you guys can see, the Mortar can't target anything behind the Princess Towers and to the other half of the map. That means that your Tornadoes either need to pull towards over here or they need to pull backwards. So if you're going to be pulling behind the tower, there's really no way not to get a King Tower activation, and that's okay with this deck because all of your damage is coming from Mortar, so it doesn't really matter. But most of the time, what you're going to have to be doing is making sure that your Tornado is either on the King Tower or close to it when your opponent plays a card down low to kite. As you can see here, I have the Mortar and I have the Knight there, and if I go to Tornado it back, I should be locked onto the tower here and get the Mortar lock to get some good damage. Now the other way that you can pull, and you don't necessarily get a King Tower activation all the time this way, but again it doesn't really matter, is if you pull it to the opposite lane. So you'll see here I have the Tornado on this side and I'm pulling it towards the opposite Princess Tower. So when I play the Mortar and he plays the Knight and then the Mortar targets to it, I just Tornado it this way, and again I have the lock on the tower. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about is how to defend with Classic Mortar or with Mortar Cycle. And so there's two Mortar Cycle decks that dominate the meta. The first is the one with Ice Wizard and the other one is the one with Evo Archers. If you're using the one with Evo Archers, you have to split your archers in the back behind your King Tower every single time unless they literally have no spells. The reason why you're doing that is to stop them from being able to get value and taking both of them out. Take a look at this defense here. I had the archer split in the back and I can pull the P.E.K.K.A. towards the middle. I do have to tornado it just to get it towards the knight, but you'll see the opposite lane archer shoots at the P.E.K.K.A. and that makes it impossible for him to use one spell to take both archers out. If you're using the Ice Wizard version, you always want to be playing your Ice Wizard down here or down here. Then when you're defending, you just go for the mortar placement right here in the middle to pull everything towards the middle, and that also gives you this perfect spot to be able to tornado stuff into your king tower and use your king tower activation. Watch how much value my Ice Wizard gets here. Even though he used his vines, I'm able to slow everything down. The splash damage is taking everything out, and something that looked like a massive push was literally defended by a tornado, an Ice Wizard, and an Ice Spirit. That's absolutely crazy. Another thing I also really quickly want to touch on is you'll see there I went for the rocket on the Golden Knight. In this matchup here, I literally ended up winning because of that one rocket and a couple locks. You have to make sure that you're getting as much value out of your damage and your spells every single time, because each matchup is going to come down to chip damage. I would suggest starting to rocket cycle every single time you're in a close matchup where you're up against cycle decks like Minor Poison, where neither of you can really punish each other with one big push, and it's going to be really hard for you to get damage with just your mortar. The other scenario I would rocket is if you're going to get at least 5 elixir worth of value. So for example, if your opponent plays a witch in the back, I would go ahead and rocket that on the tower. I would then start to rocket on maybe 4 elixir in a closer matchup when you're in double elixir, but for sure you're guaranteed to get value out of that at least 5 elixir. Alright, so now I'm going to be doing a live match just so I can put everything together and kind of explain things as I play. Hopefully I play it perfectly. I am known to make some mistakes, and he's going to give us a king tower activation right there, so I'm going to take that because it's really important that we're getting that king tower activation early, especially because he has minor, so I'm good with that. I'm happy, life is good, and then we're going to chill out. And as we go forward, sometimes I might, go for the tornado onto my king tower just to get the minor damaging that instead of my tower, but it really does kind of depend how things go. But I'll play the Ice Spirit, or Ice Wizard, sorry, right here. He's going to hit me with the poison. I'm not sure that I really want to go for the rocket quite yet. I'm going to play my mortar here first, and let's get the skeletons down here as well, and we are going to get a lock on the tower there. Let's go ahead, let's actually tornado right here just to pull that minor away from the tower, as well as get the skeleton off the mortar, and just like that we are in a good position for damage here. Now, because he does have poison, I need to be kind of smart about how I do things, but realistically, if he plays the poison, I can get more value out of my rocket than he can get out of his poison. So we are going to try to keep that in mind and kind of, we can definitely beat him just by rocket cycling, whereas if he's going to need that minor damage, so as long as we defend the minors, we will be okay. Let's go ahead and play the Ice Spirit here. Hopefully he doesn't pop the LP ability. That will reset the Little Prince a little bit, and then we can go ahead and just play the mortar right here. Let's get the skeletons onto that minor just to help take it out, and then the Valkyrie should take out some of those evil skeletons. Let's go ahead and let's tornado that Berserker away. I think he got the Little Prince down in time, so I don't think we're going to be locked on the tower, but that's okay. And then I will just play the Ice Spirit, or Ice Wizard, sorry, again in here in the middle. He's going to pop the LP ability. A little bit of an overcommitment if I am going to be honest, so I'll let the Valkyrie take that out, and then I'm just going to play the Ice Spirit here at the bridge just to cycle and maybe put a little bit more pressure on him. Maybe we can take that cannon out because of the extra hit that it'll give the Valkyrie, so that'll be good. And then he's going to log, and now that we're in double elixir, I can really punish this guy and start to put the rockets on his tower. So let's cycle the skeletons right here, and then I'm just literally just going to go for a rocket right now because he's going to give me that free damage, and I'm happy with that. Then he's going to play the minor there. I can play my Ice Wizard really far back here just because he's going to give that to me. I'm going to cycle my log right here. Let's go ahead and cycle an Ice Spirit, and then I'll go for my Evil Valkyrie at the bridge here. He's going to give me that, and then I'm just going to rocket again there. Let's wait and see if he's going to play the minor. Let's go ahead and get an Ice Wizard up high here, keep that pressure up on this guy. And the reason why I'm going for the rockets instead of the mortars for the most part is just because it's a little bit harder for us to get a lock on the tower with the mortars right now, whereas I know that I can get a lock with the, or not a lock, sorry, but I can get the damage with the rocket. We're going to catch that minor, which is really huge. I'm going to log on the Little Prince there because he's going to give us some free damage, so that's good. And then what do I want to do here? Let's go ahead and let's actually play the Evil Ice Spirit right here onto that Little Prince, as well as the Berserker. And then let's go ahead and let's just get the skeletons right here. We got some really good damage on the tower. Let's go ahead and get the Ice Wizard down here as well. And then I'm going to play the Valkyrie right there on the Little Prince. We're going to log as well because that damage does start to add up over time. I'm going to wait a second, and then I'm going to go for my rocket again because he does have to defend that Valkyrie, or else we're going to get some good damage, so that's good. And then I'll just play the skeletons right there. Let's go ahead and let's get the Ice Spirit to pull to the side, and that will freeze everything. And then I'm just going to play my Evil Valkyrie right here, take all of that out, and we are going to defend very well there. And then he's going to hit us with a good game. It looks like he realizes that we are going to get the win here, so let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good good luck, and let's go on into the next one. Alright guys, I'm going to do one last live match. Thank you so much for watching though, I really appreciate it, and let me know if you guys enjoy these types of videos and if you found this helpful. He's got the witch in the back there, and he's going to give me a mortar lock, which is amazing for us, but I do need to be careful because if he's willing to give me that mortar lock, it usually means that they have a pretty aggressive deck. As you can see here, he played that Mega Knight, so that's just one thing to kind of keep track of. I'm going to go ahead and play my Valkyrie right here, and then, ooh, oh my gosh, okay, hold up. Let's play the Ice Wizard right here, because that should pull the Mega Knight into the middle as well, and then overall we are okay, so we will defend that push right off the start, and I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead, let's get another Mortar down, just because he went a lot of Elixir there. And we will actually catch his Inferno Dragon. I was just playing the Ice Spirit in front just because it's a pretty low risk play there, but that's okay. And then I'm going to play the Skeletons right here just to distract and keep that Inferno Dragon off of my tower. And then let me think here, what do I want to do? I think I have to be careful cycling my Valkyrie in the back, so I'm actually going to play my log there just because I have Tornado and I can use that to help me out. I think he's got Clone or something in this deck if I had to guess. This just kind of feels like something with Clone. Let's play the Valkyrie up high here just to make sure that you can't push that into the tower, and then I'm actually literally just going to rocket onto that Witch, get rid of it. It's very dangerous. I don't want to give it any value, and he's not happy about that. But we will defend pretty easily there. And then let's go ahead and let's play another Mortar here. I know I'm oh my gosh, okay, hold up. That might have been a mistake, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and let's play this here. And then let's go ahead and get the Ice Wizard down. And then let me think there. Thank goodness for that slow effect. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Skeletons onto the E-Wiz. Hopefully they take it out. And then let's go ahead and let's pull that Mega Knight. Ooh, that's too bad that it jumped. So unfortunately we weren't able to get that Tornado off in time before it jumped. So the Mega Knight didn't get pulled because of that. But that's okay. I'm going to cycle my log here. And then let's just play the Ice Spirit right here to reset that Inferno Dragon. And then he's going to play the Skarmy at the bridge. I don't really know why he would do that because that's kind of just a waste. And then let's go ahead and let's play the Valkyrie right here just to get that giant skeleton down. And then I'm going to wait. I'm literally going to rocket there on that Witch again just because I don't want to give it any value whatsoever. And then this shouldn't be a very challenging defense. I'm going to go ahead and get another Ice Wizard down here. And then unfortunately this guy has not realized that his first push was more of a mistake on my end than the fact that it was actually a good push. And I'll play the Evil Ice Spirit there to reset the Inferno Dragon. So we do have the lock on the tower with the Mortar. We have two Ice Wizards. Let's go ahead and just get a third one down because he had to use his arrows there. And then I'll play the Skeletons. That's awesome that the Mortar got another hit. And then that's actually going to be a really good rocket there. I don't even think I need to use my Tornado to pull that. I can just log right here. And then let's wait for that bomb to go off, and then I'll go for another Mortar. Let's get the Ice Spirit in front of it. I have that Tornado ready in case I need it. He's going to go for the Mega Knight. Let's go ahead and let's actually Tornado that back. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the lock on the King Tower or on the Princess Tower. It doesn't look like I do. But, you know, it's always good to try that just in case. I guess the Mega Knight was a little bit heavy, though, so maybe not the greatest play. But I will rock it right there. And then let's just go ahead and let's just play the Ice Spirit right here to reset that Mega Knight. And then I'm going to get a Valkyrie there. We'll take a bit of damage, but that's okay because I do have the ability to have a pretty good counter push here with my Mortar right there. And then he's going to go aggressive into the opposite lane, so I'm just going to go ahead and log right here. And then let's go ahead and let's actually get the Ice Spirit down there for a second. And then let's just wait. Let's go ahead and get the Evil Valk right here. Pull all of that off of the Evil Valk, and that was a really bad clone that he played there. And I'll play the Ice Wizard up front, and then let's go ahead and let's log there on the tower just to get that going. The Valk should have pulled the Witch maybe out of range of the Mortar. It did, so that is amazing. So I'm going to get the rocket onto the tower plus the Mortar shot, and it's at 96 now. And then let's go ahead, let's start to defend. We're going to have a pretty crazy defense here actually, but if I can get a rocket off in time, I should be okay. Let's go ahead, let's log right here, and then let's just get the Valkyrie right here. I'm going to prioritize defending over everything else. Let's go ahead and let's just Tornado that stuff, and then let's get another Ice Wizard down. Keep that stuff off of the tower for a second. Let's go ahead and let's get the Skeletons here, and then let's go ahead and get an Evil Valk right here, and we're going to catch that Skarmy as well. Let's get the Evil Ice Spirit down, and then we are going to rock it and get the win. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you found this video helpful, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one.